Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. It's a nice quote with an almost fantastical sentiment within it, but for 99% of us, we are working. As we go forward, it's almost expected that you'll need to drop some of the things you had a passion for, especially in the art sector. Music, painting, and any sort of content creation, just to name a few. From the age of 18 to 21, I was in a cool band. We were called Vast. It was an instrumental band that could fill an opening spot on a local rock show and play for 30 minutes. It was a blast and incredibly fulfilling. Playing live was always a rush, and typically the evenings were very socially demanding. Back then, I didn't know what it meant to be an extrovert or an introvert. I just knew I wanted to play my parts well and then go home or somewhere more comfortable. In the background of live gigging, I was also acquiring hardware, instruments, and devices to record my own music at home. Being here and plugging away at a track was always more comfortable for me. It was readily available. I could start and stop whenever I wanted, and back then I put a lot of time at my desk. Of course, as the years kept coming, I'd be spending less and less time here. I am now 29 years old, and what changed? Well, for now, I'll let you make the obvious assumptions, and we can dig into that later. I'd like to just start by taking an inventory of all my tools and equipment I could use to begin recording again. Keep them out in the open and readily available for me to use. I know I'm making it sound like I dropped making music and playing altogether at some point, but that's not true. I've allowed the dial to wind back down to a point I'm no longer happy with. I'm not making enough noise anymore. Over the last 8 years, I've slowly released music onto all of the streaming platforms that are out there. Typically, I would spend a lot of time on each track and be very proud of what I had created. I always hoped I'd branch out beyond my 100 Instagram acquaintances and get onto some of those public playlists where somebody new would hear my songs. I had a horrible advertising campaign that I had stuck to. It usually involved making some artwork and posting onto my Instagram story and being like, "Big things coming." I never said big things coming, but I should have. It might have helped. Does this sound like you yet? Obviously, this has gotten me nowhere, and a lack of engagement is a massive motivation killer, especially for a solo recording artist. At least when the sailboat is dead in the water and wind isn't blowing for years, you can still drink with your crewmates. Band. You get the metaphor? Being in a band is at least fun. I really admire bands who can keep going through this adulting stage. It's a whole other commitment into what's already a busy and tiring schedule. As a statistically failing solo artist, you need to do it for yourself. It comes back to your passion that's been dialed down. I'd recommend doing your best to turn it up whenever you can. Don't leave a song unwritten, and it could just be one cup of coffee away. Okay, that was a solid dose of context. Now what? I would like to start attempting to change what I believe is my biggest failure as a musician, which is not showing people how much I love doing this. Maybe you can feel it in a track, but I've never shouted it from the YouTube mountain. I'd like to have a base group of people who can see what I'm doing here and give them a chance to understand. I'm looking to write and record a new wave of songs and document the process. Hopefully discovering something about myself along the way. Okay, thank you if you've made it this far. It's a lot of me talking and a lot of exposition, which is a necessary evil in this case. I'm planning to make this a series, so hopefully in the future I'm just doing more things that are interesting instead of just talking. I guess I get to say the thing now. Please like and subscribe. Do it for the lead clown.